All right, we're going to create our penguin on an iceberg. We're going to start out with the background first using paint sticks. So think of the type of sky you might want to incorporate. Start with a horizon line, which is where the earth and the sky meet. I'm thinking about what kind of water I want my iceberg to be floating in. So I'm going to try a dark blue. I'm going to come right across, and then I'm going to fill that in using edges first, short overlapping, get it nice and solid. These paint sticks will dry in 90 seconds, so no time at all for your sky. My sky, I used warm colors and had like a sunset. You could use black with stars, but now that I'm thinking that, if I used a black background, would I notice my penguin? Probably not, so I'm probably going to steer clear of that. I could do a lighter blue sky, lots of different choices. I'm going to start with yellow, and I think I'm going to do a sunsetting sky. So I'll do a line of yellow. Make sure you get all the way to those edges. And then maybe I'll go to pink. Actually, I think orange. Oops, this one needs to be cranked up just a little bit. We'll move to red. And I'll finish it off with some pink. Oh, this one's almost done. Now, get your Q-tip and some white paint. We're going to do some printmaking. We're going to stamp lift our snow. Reload your Q-tip. You want to put some snow down on the water like it's falling? Go for it. You want some to go off the side? Go for it. Sometimes you kind of have to hold that paper so it doesn't bounce back up at you. All right, we're going to let that dry, and we'll get ready to start working on our penguin. All right, here is our rectangular piece of paper. We're just going to go ahead and make a big U shape from the bottom of the paper up near the top and come back down around. You might want to do some air drawing just to practice and feel where your line's going to go. Coming back and down. Now we can go ahead and cut that out. Thumbs up, point away, helper hand, turning that paper. And there's our shape. You might have some white lines showing, so I like to do my penguin on this side so I don't see those white lines. We have another piece of black paper. Let's go ahead and fold that in half, like a little book, because we're gonna need 2 wings. And if we fold this in half, we will be able to get 2 wings that are exactly the same. And you can, here's my book, see how it's open? And it's open at the bottom, the fold's right here, I'm holding the fold. If you want, you could do a triangle. If you want to get fancy, you can do a triangle with curved lines. So I'm starting at the top. If I was doing that, I'd have a curved line there and a curved line there. Or you could do just a regular triangle. And when you're done, you can go ahead and cut that out. When you get to decide, how do you want your penguin's wings? Do you want them down? Do you want one up? Do you want both up? think I'm gonna go both up. We have our glue ready. I'm gonna take that wing. I'm just going to paint a little glue underneath and stick that into place. Don't need a whole lot. I'm just putting it right on the edge and tuck it under. All right, now we have some white paper to make the little belly of our penguin, and we're gonna do the same shape we did for the body. So we're starting at the bottom, coming up and around and back down, and then we will go ahead and cut that out as well. Now, I'm gonna put glue on the side where I see any of those pencil lines, and then we won't see them once we flip it over. Right around the edges, line that up with the bottom. Let's move on to our eyeballs. We're gonna take our paper, fold it in half, because how many eyes do we need? 2. And I know I'll be able to get 2 perfect eyes if I fold them. I'm gonna draw my circle. Actually cut that extra paper off. Now I'm gonna go round and round. Hard to stay on that line when it's so small. Grab my glue brush, dollop, put that near the top of my head, dollop, tidy up my area and get ready for the beak. All right. Now, how many little feet do I need? 2. So do you remember the trick? What to do with the paper now? That's right, we have to fold it in half. Now I'm gonna turn this up so it's like a little flap. And I'm gonna use that same U shape that I've used for my body and my belly. So I'm gonna come up and around, and keep in mind, this is the open part, the folds up here. Now, when I go to cut, and then I can hold my papers together and I can snip little triangles to make the toes. 2 penguin feet. Get your glue brush out, dab, and dab. Then you might have some leftover paper. Now, here's the fold part. If I cut a triangle like that, I can make a little beak that opens. If I cut a triangle like this, I'll just have 2 triangles and you can just pick one. Your choice. Do you want one that moves and opens, or do you want a flat one? Final step for this penguin, I'm going to go ahead and give him some eyeballs. I'll start with a circle and then I go round and round. You want to leave a little shimmer in his eyeball? Just leave a little paper. Let's create that iceberg. So we want this iceberg to look 3-dimensional. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a blue or purple color, something cool that makes you think of ice. And I'm going to draw like an ellipse shape. I'm going to start here just a little bit down from my edge, coming up all the way to the top and over. Then I'm going to do the lower part, and I think it's best that it's not exactly straight, so it looks kind of jagged like an iceberg. Straight line down. Straight line down. Do you notice how I'm using my little finger to hold that, and I'm just touching where it doesn't have chalk? What do I know about chalk? I know it smears, so I'm trying to keep my hands out of the way. Now this bottom line is going to be the bottom of the iceberg. And notice how I try to go down to the bottom of the page and back up. Now I'll draw some vertical lines in between here. So maybe I want one here and there. Now, get that one finger ready. We're going to start blending. And it's just going to make this shape look three-dimensional. So I'm just doing little tiny circles right along my chalk line. Now I can very carefully cut out around those edges. Here's my iceberg. I'll put this away nice and neat. Now it's ready to get everything put together. So I'll bring out my background, turn over my iceberg, glue dots around the outer edges, turn it over, get it somewhere in the water. Get your penguin, turn glue dots around the edge. And place your penguin. I'm going to kind of put mine at an angle. It looks like he's about to jump in the water. And press it down. So today we learned about horizon lines, landscapes, printing, three-dimensional forms, collage with our cutting and gluing, how to get two shapes the exact same by folding a piece of paper together. And we created our mixed media collage penguin.